Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to Supergirl. This time we're on episode 7 of season 6, and to my knowledge, this is the mid-season finale. This is the mid-season finale, and while Supergirl then goes off for its mid-season break, Superman and Lois will be returning to the CW, and it will be finishing off its first season. So that should be fun. But yeah, this is the mid-season finale, so I think I'm expecting pretty big cliffhangers, or at least one kind of, like the main cliffhanger, maybe some other cliffhangers kind of tied into it, but I'm expecting a cliffhanger kind of episode here, where they leave us in the dark, questioning numerous things, and then come the final half, we hopefully get the answers that we need. But yeah, I mean, based on what we got in the last episode, I can already kind of tell like what kind of cliffhanger like we might get in this episode, because last time we had Brainy and Nia finally actually getting back, like traveling into the future, back into the present, with the DNA from the rock, from the kryptonite rock that Kara punched out of the sky and everything. So we had that. We had them essentially working to fix the future and fix their present, with amending all the kind of time fractures and anomalies they created through various different interactions and everything. So that was fun. Nia inadvertently helping to create both Catco and Cat Grant, like at least actually kind of inspiring Cat to go on and become Cat Grant instead of CJ Grant, and then inspiring her to leave the Daily Planet and to create Catco Worldwide Media and everything. So that was a cool little twist of her actually trying to fix the future, and then eventually she ends up creating part of her own future. So that was fun. So we had that. We had Kenny and Kara breaking up. Kenny and Kara actually having like a meaningful talk about what they want in their futures, and then they actually found out they want different things from each other, and then they need to kind of go separate ways to figure themselves out. So they had a nice mutual peaceful kind of breakup on prom night. So that was it was good to see it was at least peaceful, and they actually maintained somewhat like a healthy kind of connection, at least as friends. But we haven't really heard much or seen much of him from the future, even post-crisis. Like, despite the fact that he is still alive, like we haven't really seen seen or heard anything from him to signify that he's still around, or that he's even within their kind of national city vicinity. So I don't know what's happened to him in the present. Hopefully he's still around. Hopefully he's still living a good life and stuff like that. So yeah, but Kenny and Kara did have a peaceful breakup, so that was cool. And yeah, I think the aliens were sorted out. They were sent to South America with the surrender beacon sent to the DEO, so that portion of the timeline is back on track and everything. So it was a fun episode of basically Supergirl going like a little bit Legend style, like them actually fixing the timeline after they screwed it up in the first place, and then going back into the present with the DNA and stuff that they need. So it was fun stuff. So now hopefully they can actually use it on the one remaining Phantom and use its instinct and stuff to track Kara in the Phantom Zone. And Kara, we haven't seen her since like the last kind of anchor place thing blew up with her dad and Nixley inside it, so we have to find out exactly how she's getting on. So lots to get back to and explore. So hopefully we will do just that in this episode. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've managed to remember from the last one. So on to the 7th episode, the mid-season finale. So yeah, and in terms of reaction, this one will only be the highlights, just the kind of best bits of the episode. But if you guys want to catch the full-length version, then that one will be over on Patreon. You can go check that over there. But yeah, on to Supergirl, season 6, episode 7. Let's go. Oh no, her dad's still alive. Okay, so he wasn't in there then, so she still has her dad. She still has her father. Okay. Yeah.
How long were we gone?
About 3 days.
3 days? It's time travel. Surely they can't they not just go back to...
Time traveler.
Yeah. Surely you put it at least like an hour after you leave. Oh damn. Oh. Whoa. Talk about an upgraded base.
I installed some upgrades.
Whoa.
The tower is a ship.
The tower's a ship.
I love Martian technology.
It's pretty rad.
Only able to obtain a small
Okay, that's cool.
Once we get to the Phantom Zone, his Q waves will lead us directly to Supergirl's position.
Lena looks good. I mean, she always does,
What
but
if
she looks
we run into
good.
us?
Kelly, are you sure that you want to come with us? I
Yes,
stepping into a new
give her the
dimension
Guardian
isn't
suit.
something
I saw a
that's-
glimpse of it and I need more.
Everyone take your positions.
Great, let's do this. But it's a mid-season finale, so I have I have that much less hope in them actually managing to bring Kara back to Earth. Yeah. But that's cool though, he actually turned the Watchtower into a ship. It's an actual ship. That is so cool. Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, it really is like its own little pocket dimension. Yeah, different sectors. Yeah.
If she needs a touchstone, I'm the best shot that we have at
That is a
researching.
fair
You know
point. That is a very
Shapeshift,
fair
making it
point.
you she sees first.
that. No, that'll make it worse. She'll know that it isn't real. It has to be me.
Shapeshifting isn't the key
I'm
here.
not risking losing both of you.
Oh no, he just escaped his cage. Oh, there we go. Oh god, I love that. I love that. That little spin kick she did. Yeah.
You make a strong offer.
She really does. She really does. Oh god, that's so good.
We have the Phantom
So
secured.
good. Did she get scratched?
Are you hurt?
I'm fine.
Tell me she didn't get scratched. Oh, she got scratched.
Look, I can handle it. Okay, if we just.
Bloody phantoms. Jeez, always scritching and scratching where things don't need to be scritched and scratched.
You're making the right decision.
I know.
Oh yeah, she's gonna yeah, I think oh she's putting oh damn, locking out Jean in there.
Look, I'm sorry, Jean, but if I'm not out there for it, the whole mission will fail.
Damn, again, she knows how to do spin kicks. The spin kicks are so cool. It's hard to hate. Screw you. You did this. You're causing this. Oh, so is it showing the various teams? Oh, various people's actual... Yeah.
Make a portable sun.
Says the woman who can see the future and wield dream energy.
Yeah, right.
I miss my mom every day too.
Oh, it's good to get some Lena and Neo content. We very rarely see this
Yeah,
friendship.
it doesn't really
Yeah.
get any easier.
I don't know if we've ever actually got like
Especially in life.
very again very rare interactions. Very rare interactions. Oh boy, that was a giant flash. Whoa, okay. The hell is this? Some kind of hydro scorpion? Huh? What? Everyone's dead? God, oh my god, what is that thing? Like an aquatic Godzilla?
A shapeshifter that drags people underwater. It's a story from my mother's book of folklore. It always came in.
Oh,
I can see why that thing's terrifying.
yeah, okay.
It's the drowning.
Her mother drowned, yeah, her mother drowned.
My mother drowned.
Because it is clearly not a myth.
Or a myth based on alien existence? Oh, cripe. Oh, God. Oh, jeez, yeah, now it's getting near. Now it's getting near. Oh,
This is a fear vision.
this is a fear vision.
What did Kelly say?
How did the phantom...
What's real?
This Kelpie thing ain't real. The Kelpie ain't real. Oh, God.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little out of my depth. I mean, you are all superheroes, and
Just you wait. Just you wait, Kelly Olsen. Just you wait until you get the helmet and the suit and the shield again. Oh, God, that's gonna be a sight to behold.
hey, guys, you weren't answering.
Oh, no, this is something out of a horror movie. This is something right out of a horror
Is there
movie.
something wrong with the unit?
Yeah, this is out of a horror. Oh, that is straight out of a horror movie.
Weak, human.
No.
We are heroes
No.
with unparalleled intellects.
No.
Incredible strength, and
No.
yet we all succumbed.
What chance do you see?
That's a horrible message to hear.
Alex.
We met in the hospital and we butted heads. And I knew right then that you were passionate and fiery and that you would do anything for people you love. And I wanted to be one of them. You said I was your rock. Let me be that now.
This is like the speech from Captain Marvel that
Remember
Maria gives
what's
to Carol.
Come back to me.
No, I am not leaving
Oh,
you.
boy.
And I know you won't.
Don't spin kick her, too, please. Don't spin kick her.
Look at me.
Is that a thimble?
The hell's a thimble?
What does that mean?
Now we need to briefly slip out of its bonds and affect all of us. Terrible fear visions for everyone.
Ah, so this is real. This is real. Okay.
You okay?
This must be real. This has to be
Back
real.
online. I know you're doing the best you can.
Maybe this is a fear vision
You
too.
know you never got the full truth.
Yeah, Brainy. No,
Chloe,
Brainy would never say
your
this.
mother.
Brainy would never say that. He would never like exploit her
I can do
concerns or her insecurities. Yeah, this has to be a fear vision too.
There's some kind of breach. Brainy, you and Dreamer have to find it.
A breach. Oh, whoa, there's one breach. There's one breach.
The thimble means sewing.
Sewing.
So maybe I need to use my power to sew this shut.
Yeah, patch it up. Patch it up. Patch it up. Patch it shut. Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
To me, this entire room is filled with balloons.
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 Pressure, not knowing when to pop balloons, John.
Oh.
They must be stopped.
Okay.
Oh, balloons must be stopped. Balloons must be stopped.
You're just rubber filled with air. I'm not frightened of you.
Oh, he's scared of balloons now. Oh, he sees everyone else's the fear visions. He sees everyone else's fear visions too. Okay, so this must be real then. This must actively be real, or at least he's actually traveling into other people's dream streams. Give him some of that Martian power. Show him some Martian power. Not today, Satan.
I'll show you what it's like to be afraid.
Oh boy. Oh boy. There we go. Blast that sumbitch back into containment. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, it's her mother. Oh. No. Aquamom. Aquamom. Ah.
But I can protect them.
Damn right you can. Damn right. Oh, 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 damn. Oh, yes, that's how. Yep, Guardian foreshadowing. Guardian foreshadowing. Oh, the yellow sun bomb. The yellow sun grenade. Yes. The yellow sun grenade.
Why do I feel?
Yellow sun, you feel power now. Yeah, you feel power. Yeah.
That's my family. They're really here.
Okay, you might want to get moving though. You really might want to get moving though. Yeah. Okie dokie. Wow. Okay. Okay, reunion time. Reunion time. Oh no, Nixley. Oh god damn it. Nixley. She's still alive. She still made it out. I don't know. I should not be surprised. I should not be surprised. God damn. Gosh darn it. That was a pretty decent mid-season finale. That was pretty decent. A nice. I think I oftentimes I enjoy like most of the time, like nine times out of 10, I enjoy those kinds of episodes where they actually have like a flashback thing where they play a segment and then they actually count, like they do different X minutes or hours earlier thing, but from different segments. So like you either person by person or people by people, like groups by groups and everything. So I'm 9 times out of 10 I actually enjoy those kinds of episodes in shows and stuff. And I think feels somewhat harder to pull off in movies. Maybe for movies maybe you can still do it like a murder mystery type thing, but for TV it's the thing because it's more compact and there's less kind of worry to fit it into something like you could easily make like an entire episode out of it like they did, so less kind of stuff to worry about. But yeah, with this one it was done so well. With this one it was done really, really well. And I liked like the incorporation of everyone having their own individual kind of fear visions, and wow, just the fear visions people had, just so fitting and so well done, so well acted and directed and everything. And just, you know, I think easily Lena's and Kelly's were easily the most kind of entrancing and grasping and most like emotional and stuff. And you know, I feel like despite the fact that it may not have been entirely real, because again, like the kind of sonic boom, electromagnetic boom wave thing that breached the phantom containment and actually allowed them to each feel like a spark of the fear vision stuff. I think I'm still questioning how much of it before then or even after then was still real, despite still being connected to the fear vision in some way. But either way, what we saw from them was still fun to see. Like the Lena and Nia conversation we had before Lena's actual kind of fear vision thing was still fun to see. Like I think again, like Lena and Nia is not an interaction or like a pairing we see often. I honestly can't remember the last time we had one of those, because I think it's usually like little fleeting moments here and there, but not like a full-on sit-down conversation between the two of them, or even like a standing conversation. Like either way, not very often like a conversation between the two of them. So I think to see that, real or not, to see that regardless, I think I'm hoping it was still somewhat real, but because of the fear vision stuff kicking in whenever, like I said, as soon as the breach happened, I think it's hard for me to tell personally, but it was still super fun to see, so that was cool. And them two kind of connecting over having lost their mothers, and then feeling disconnected because they couldn't contact them directly or contact them immediately, but then still feeling like somehow, like Nia with her powers was still connected to her mother, and then Lena with her own kind of fear of the Kelpie thing. So she had her own book of folklore tales that her mother left her, so she felt like that was her only connection. But then even the way that she said she used it was still super depressing. Like, oh, there was that one particular story about like a monster that would drag people under the water to drown them in, and then like her from a young age, she actually like she blamed herself from a young age, even naturally she blamed herself from a young age for not being able to save it, like for being too frozen in shock to even do anything or to go to anyone or to do anything to actually help save her. So then with the book, then she then went the extra mile and actually ended up using one of the stories to blame herself even further and traumatize herself even further, and actually being like, the Kelpie was the one who did it, and actually rereading that story to reinforce the idea that she was the one at fault and everything. So yeah, Lena Lotta had a pretty traumatic childhood even before stepping foot into the hellish Luther family. So yeah, so seeing that was super scary, and I think especially like her having to like watch as the team succumb to the Kelpie, and actually having to deal with being unable to save even more people, and even with Nia, even having to watch Nia dying to the Kelpie too, and then being powerless to. I think like that was the focal point of her thing, part of her, I think she still manages to kind of admit that she was powerless, but then it doesn't really make her feel any better. Like she's still like hyper focused on the fact that she let that powerlessness get to her, and it stopped her from actually doing anything meaningful. So that stuff was pretty frightening to see. But then again, like Katie just acted the crap out of it. Katie acted the crap out of that scene, actually having to overpower that, and actually then in the end, like her final fear vision, then actually transforming the Kelpie into like an aqua watery version of her mother. And I mean, when it transformed, I think I did figure, oh, it's going to transform into her mother, and it's going to be a chance for her to connect to that in some way. But then I thought, oh wait, are they actually going to humanize it and show us like a Katie McGrath body double? Because then we did have like a vision in the last season where she actually used the obsidian lenses to have like another vision of her mother again, so like to actually to revisit like a former memory, and then we saw that they actually did have Katie playing her own mother way back when. So I was wondering if they were gonna go that far, but no, to save time and money, they actually did just keep her as like an aqua mom. So that was cool nonetheless. But seeing Katie's vision, seeing Lena's vision even was its own form of hell. So that was super fun and super not fun. So that was that. And then we had the equally terrifying fear vision from Kelly. Kelly had her own fear vision where she envisioned, I think it was like a similar concept of like losing the team to a greater evil, and then also feeling equally powerless. But I think with his, I think with her one, it's like different reasons too. Like with Lena's one, it's like her having been a child and her having succumbed to the shock and the horror of watching her mother die so easily, then kind of overtook her childhood. And actually, she's been carrying that trauma among many others. throughout her like adolescence and her even her like even her adult life and everything. But then with Kelly's one, it's like I think that one is equally well founded, but I think it's also far more present and far more kind of, you know, like it's far more it's based, like I think, I don't know if there's a word to describe it. It's like based more in her adult life compared to anything from her childhood. I think from her childhood, like she has traumas from her childhood too, like having lost her father. And then I think there was actually that one episode that we saw that kind of explored it a bit more from James's perspective, but it also showed how she had to attend her father's funeral alone because some dickhead kids had actually locked James in a room or a casket or something, and then, you know, like she spent the entire time crying at her father's casket, and then James was nowhere to be found. So I feel like that would be her own trauma, and then losing her fiance in the army too, and then like not being able to acknowledge it properly because they were closeted together and everything. So there was that, and then just a bunch of different traumas. But then with this one, with her being in the team, she still even acknowledges herself that she doesn't really feel like a proper part of the team because she doesn't have any superpowers or magical abilities or anything that would actually qualify as like a superheroic trait. But, you know, and I think that is also like a great way to lead into her being Guardian too, like, you know, her becoming Guardian. Again, I saw that one glimpse on Twitter, and I can't wait to see her. I can't wait to see her in action. I can't wait to see her suiting up for the first time and opening up the shield and actually fighting alongside Alex as a Sentinel and everything like this. It's gonna be a sight to behold. It's gonna be a true sight to behold. And I think with this one, like with this foreshadowing too, it like the fear itself and her resolution and her own fighting back, it was so just revolutionary, and it was just so cool to see. But then like again, Ozzy herself acted the crap out of that too. Like the acting in those fear visions is just really, really on point. So props to them for getting it that far and everything. And even her like watching Lena, even her watching Lena and Nia and Alex, and then she just kind of succumbing, and then even being told like, oh, even Brainy and Dijon, who are somewhere in the background, even they couldn't withstand it. And even that message that they give her too, like, oh, we are all kind of, you know, super powered and intellectually capable, and we all have some kind of, you know, like, amazing thing going on. Like, I mean, Lena's still human. Lena is the only human member. Lena is literally the only kind of fully human member, but then she's intellectually capable. But then they've all got some kind of history and experience of actually doing superpower things or dealing with superpower beings, and then that kind of message to you, like, oh, we have all this going on for us, but then if we can't even withstand the Phantom's power, what makes you think you can? Like, you've never fought a supervillain, you don't have any powers, you're just human, you're immortal, all that kind of stuff. All that kind of stuff. So like them just deliberately, like the Phantom herself deliberately using her own friends against her and exploiting her own insecurities of being like a lack of not being like an actual superpowered superhero. But then again, it's gonna make it all the more worthwhile when we see her suiting up as Guardian. Even she's even getting the kicks in. She even still like ran past him, did like a slide and grabbed like a makeshift kind of shield and still managed to block the thing's attacks. I think that like even her being surprised that she actually pushed forward and managed to use a few moves and everything and actually grab something to use the shield. Like, that's going to be her inspiration to properly pick up the shield again. Because I think last time we saw, like, the only time I feel like the only time we've actually probably seen her use it was in the Crisis crossover, like part 1. Like she actually used the shield to defend a civilian from some falling rubble. So yeah, and I think in the picture too, we like it's like a black and gold color scheme that just looks just chef's kiss on her. So I think it's probably likely the same shield, just with like a new paint job and everything. So Brainy might play with her, and then Lena and Brainy might even work together to get her a new suit and everything. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be so great, and we're gonna have Sentinel and Guardian just teaming up and kicking ass and taking names and everything. So I can't wait. I think especially this, especially knowing that is in Kelly's future, especially knowing that is what's coming in the next half of the season. I think it makes seeing her fear vision and her resolution in the end all the more worthwhile, knowing that's the path she's headed down. So she's already pushing ahead. Already working harder to actually fight back against those fears and insecurities, and even using her own techniques. I think it's also like an interesting spin to have to like someone of her profession, someone of her expertise of like actually dealing with mental health issues and psychological issues and all these different things. Like even she has her own fears, even she has her own insecurities, but then she works so hard to deal with those on her own, or at least in her own time, and then to actually put other people's needs ahead. If that's not a hero, I don't know what the fuck is. Like she actively works to uplift other people and to motivate them and to actually help other people get through their problems. But then she, even in the moment, she still has her own insecurities, her own fears. And I think in this episode, like it definitely, like I think being surrounded by these people as much as she loves them and as much as she would actually obviously fight with them, she still has her own kind of deeper rooted insecurities of not feeling like she's not worthy, or feeling like she's not really like as skilled as them, and maybe she'll just hold them back. But then, you know, she can handle herself. She is capable. You give her the right tools to work with, and she is capable as anyone else on that ship. So Kelly's amazing, and Ozzy is equally amazing in portraying her as such. So just yeah, I think knowing what's in, I think not to say that good things aren't in Lena's future. Hopefully, good things are, but I think still knowing that Kelly is going to become Guardian made her fear vision somewhat more impactful. But then I think Lena, I'm hoping for Lena, I'm hoping that we actually get to see her addressing that trauma too, and actually addressing it, and actually finally accepting that sure, she was scared, and sure, she, you know, like in any other case she could have had the option and the strength to go and get help or try and do something, but she was still just a kid. Like I think it's important for her to acknowledge that, you know, as a child, you know, it's not really, it's a pretty big responsibility to actually expect of her, and also it's like in like she should stop beating herself up and actually accept that, you know, that there was little she could have done, and that, you know, like, you know, just stop blaming herself for it too. Like the sooner she accepts that it happened, and the sooner she accepts that it's not her fault, I think the easier over time she will have actually moving past it. Because I think like kids do not handle trauma well. Kids do not handle trauma well. They do not handle trauma well. They they're not the most easily kind of operable people in those kinds of situations, and expecting a child to be as such is just incredibly unreasonable. So, you know, I do wonder if if there are any external forces, because I think it's mainly been her actually. It's mainly been her beating herself up about it, and her actually internalizing her own trauma as her own fault and as her own responsibility. But I am curious as to whether whether or not there were any external forces too, actually trying to force her and actually trying to tell her or convince her that it was her fault too, like maybe other adults in the situation who just kind of spoke about it behind her back, like, oh, she's a young bright girl, she like she should have known to run to get help or something instead of being frozen there like something else. But I don't know. But either way, I'm hoping Lena gets her own resolution and learns to actually be able to, you know, to be able to understand her own strengths and her own kind of, you know, her own hopefully she learns to be able to forgive herself and to accept that, you know, it was not her fault, and that, you know, what happened, she can't ever change it, and, you know, just to move forward still being connected to her mother and everything. So yeah, and hopefully actually reading a better story too. I think as well as that, it's like, you know, I think like folklore. Folklore tales often do include like monsters and creatures and different kind of deities and things that, you know, punish you or do horrific things. So hopefully she actually reads a more positive and wholesome story from that book of folklore tales, from the book of folklore tales, in instead of actually hyper focusing on the one that kills people by drowning them. So hopefully there are better stories in that book than the one about Kelpie. So yeah. And then we had the other ones, like Alex's one was still equally impactful. I think, you know, her kind of, I think it was like, yeah, like her stubbornness combined, like her stubbornness / determination combined with her kind of determination and willingness to actually still keep fighting no matter what kind of injuries or liabilities came her way. And then I think her spin kicks are so good. Like her fighting that Phantom was so fun to see. Like her doing like punches and dodges and shoots, and then finally just doing like a spin kick to kick it back into the cage was so good. I think the one spin kick I did not see coming. I think at the split second before it happened, I did kind of envision, oh, maybe she might actually try and lock Jean back in there too. But I don't think she'll actually use a spin kick to push him back into the cage. So Alex's spin kicks, I need to see some sliding shield fighting techniques from Kelly as Guardian combined with Sentinel spin kicks to take out enemies, like them literally tag teaming to fight to take down enemies like Arkham Knight style, like those team up takedowns you can do. I need to see something like that between Central and Guardian. I need that. After seeing their techniques in this one, I need to see something like that. Like those spin kicks, just chef's kiss, just everything's chef's kiss. All the different moments in this, just chef's kiss all round. So yeah, that spin kick was really cool, and then I think her still fighting to maintain, and her still fighting to actually keep to kind of keep the team able to get Kara back was really cool. So that was her fair vision, just being hit by various things that kind of made her more and more vulnerable to making the mission go awry and stuff like that. So there was that one, and then there was I think, I don't know if we saw one for Brainy. I think for Brainy it was just like balloons. Like he kept on seeing balloons, and you'd think they were fun, but then the way he described them was also accurate, as tiny little pockets of air trapped in rubber, just waiting to pop at any moment. Like with him, he's waiting to pop and feel like another swirl of negative emotions at any given point. And given the kind of the emotional journey he's experienced like since the beginning of the season, it's not it's not at all like unreasonable to think that would be what he sees. Just like the entire ship filled with balloons and waiting to pop, and not being able to get through all those emotions, and everything is just trudging through emotion after emotion and that kind of stuff. So that was fun. And then Nia's one didn't really feel like it had much of a resolution. Didn't really feel like it had a resolution to it. Like she ended up just she envisioned, like, I still don't know what a thimble is. I'm sorry, I don't know what a thimble is. But then she had a dream that there was the Phantom's containment unit was empty and there was nothing but a thimble inside, and apparently the thimble had like a broken tower, so that then signified that, oh, like there's a breach. I mean, she said that that then meant that there was a breach in the containment unit, or in the room that the containment units were in, and that she had to then contain it. But then I think maybe it also mean that, breach in the containment unit, like not specifically containing it, but then still just kind of just letting you know where the breach is, like, oh, breach in the containment room. So yeah, but either way, it was cool there. And then she said, oh, thimbles are used for sewing. So yeah, thimbles for sewing. So I think maybe because I think it looks fairly like she held it in her hand, and it looked fairly like finger size. So maybe something you put, because I think sewing, like you use sewing needles, and you can easily sewing needles. I've done it before. You can easily stab yourself with those pricks, and just end up injuring yourself more than you actually manage to get any sewing done. So maybe it's like something like a finger guard or like a thumb guard, because I know you can get them for like cooking as well. And then you can get like really like thick latex finger gloves or thumb gloves, like, so when you're chopping and stuff, you don't end up actually chopping with your thumb and adding it to the mix and everything. So maybe thimbles are similar to that, so you can actually do your sewing without actually sticking yourself in the thumb. So maybe it's similar to that. So then yeah, but then like her one, like the breach got bigger, the door as a whole just blew off and out into space, and then Brainy got sucked out. So then and then she just ended up just collapsing into a sobbing mess. So I think hers didn't really have much of a resolution to it. Just like it felt more like it was actually exploding. I think the even bigger signifier that her fear vision was an actual fear vision was Brainy then doubting her. Like, not only Brainy doubting her in the elevator, but then actively reminding her, like, oh, your dream powers aren't really as strong as they like your dream interpretation skills have never really been too strong, and even the one person who could have helped you is gone now. It's like Brainy would never actively, because like, especially after the last couple of episodes, Brainy would never actively remind her of that. Like, Brainy would never try and use that against her. So that was one of the biggest signifiers. Like, oh yeah, this is a fear vision. This is the Phantom. Because I think all these different fear visions have been deliberately and explicitly exploiting their traumas and their insecurities and their fears. Like, they are fear visions. It's meant to remind you of something and make you afraid of it. So that is exactly what he is afraid of, and Brainy being Brainy, he loves her, he would never try and use that against her, he would actively encourage her to find any other way to try and improve her dream language abilities. So that was the first sign, and then afterwards, yeah, so Brainy getting sucked out and killed is also not something that I see happening anytime soon. So yeah, but then it didn't really, again, like her fear vision didn't really feel like it had much of a resolution to it. So I don't know. That one felt slightly weird, but in the end, they all made it. So that much was fun. And tying back to Kelly's fear vision, I will say I loved the speech she gave Alex being the one to step forward, Alex being the love of her life, the one she has the deepest connection to, like her having to give the speech to Alex and reminding her who she is, like, you're Alex Danvers, you love dumplings and the other stuff she mentioned. I was engrossed in the speech, and I remember very little from it. I think just like reminding her of who she is, what she loves, and who she loves, and just all the things that make her human and make her Alex Danvers and make her her own hero and everything. And then it very much, I think, even in the moment, it very much reminded me. It's similar-ish, but I think tonally and dialogue-wise and like motive-wise, it very much reminded me of the speech that Maria gives to Carol in Captain Marvel. Like with like Carol eventually finding out the truth of what happened to her and what she became and what was done to her, and then finding out that her memory was erased and all the things she's done. Like her then kind of losing grip on her own identity and actually being like, I don't even know who I am myself. And then Maria actually steps forward and is like, no, this is who you are. You're Carol Danvers, best damn pilot and best friend, and the only one who supported me as a mother when no one else did. Like her giving that speech, reminding Carol who she is and reminding her who she is to Maria and Monica as well. Like it reminded me a lot of that speech. Just two people who love each other actually reminding the other actually who they are and actually to snap. I mean, obviously with Carol there was like in that moment there was no mind control, just her actually still trying to discover who she really was without the Kree mind control or Kree brainwashing her or anything like that. But with this one, similar-ish. I mean, with this one there's a lot more explicit kind of moment with this one, there's a lot more explicitly present mind control going on. Like the Phantom still has its power, kind of taking over her eyes and her mind and everything. And then afterwards, Alex snaps out of it and then tries to push Kelly to save herself. So I think that speech as a whole, just again, Ozzy knocked out of the park. Ozzy knocks it out of the freaking park every time. So that was really fun. That speech was really, really fun to see. So yeah. And I think nice enough kind of clarification in this episode where you don't specifically need one. I think with Alex's one, she still had the fear of being scratched by the thing and then having to push herself aside and let the mission go on without her, which she really didn't want. But it was nice to see, interesting to see some clarification that the Phantom's power didn't explicitly have to come from an actual scratch or any kind of physical injury. Like the breach alone was enough to let it kind of slip through the cracks and affect the team in different ways and kind of more indirectly and stuff. So that was a neat little kind of expansion of its own powers to see. So I think the Phantoms so far have been explored decently enough. They've been, I guess, interesting enough villains. I think they still kind of have that kind of generic-ish kind of sci-fi villainology to them, if that's even a word, villainology. I don't know, but either way, I think as sci-fi villains, they seem intimidating enough and they seem kind of powerful enough, so they seem to work in that sense and actually exploring their own nature and power within the Phantom Zone is cool. But then also seeing that their power even allows them to actually grow even outside of it is still interesting too. So they've been fun, I guess. But I'm hoping season season 6B does get some better villains. And I mean, we had Nixley escaping with them. I think we had the most minimalistic of reunions. We had Kara and her father. I mean, Kara herself lost hope. Kara's fear vision I think we never really saw Kara's fear vision. We never actually saw Kara's fear vision. Just her describing the end, the anything the team tries gets them killed, and they all die, and then she and her father are stuck in the zone forever. And then in the end, her father had to give her his own speech about how he lost hope, but then he regained it upon meeting Kara again and seeing her being in the Phantom Zone. Then he actually instilled hope in her again, so that was fun. And then the team comes in with the yellow sun grenade bomb thing and gives them power again. Even her father's being why do I feel stronger all of a sudden? It's the yellow sun radiation is reigniting their strength and their powers and everything. So that's cool. And then she actually does manage to gain the power of flight again and fly her father back onto the Watchtower ship and everything. So yeah, and then again the reunion was so minimal. We only saw her getting a hug with Alex, and then everyone else was in the background. So we have to wait until August to actually get that reunion back in order and see how she reunites with the rest of the team. So that should be fun. So yeah, that should be cool. And then yeah, Nixley did not die in the explosion. Nixley did not die in the explosion like we thought. She teleported onto the outside of the Watchtower ship just in time. So I think she might be the villain. She may well be the villain, or at least like a partial villain to season 6B. So she's gonna try and have some fun on Earth before she returns to the fifth dimension and exacts her revenge on everyone who didn't stand with her. So that should be fun. And then I think Lex has still got something planned. Lex still kind of went off to get something, and he still has plans up his sleeve. So I think it could be the rest of the final season could be them stopping Nixley and then stopping a more human villain, which is Lex, and then that's the end of that. So I have no idea what to expect besides from that. But like besides from those two villains, I don't know what other problems I should expect. Like what other issues or what other kind of character dilemmas I should expect. But either way, it should be fun. It should be fun to see what they've got in store. And hopefully it ends on a good note. Hopefully it ends on a good, happy, loving, peaceful note, and potentially even we get a spin-off. I think like as much as the story of Supergirl may end with this season, it doesn't mean the story of every character has to end. So hopefully they do also help leave it on a note where we can enjoy other character stories too, and they can keep having adventures together, hopefully. But yeah, I guess all in due time. But that is pretty much all I've got from this episode. So it was a fun one. It was a super fun one. Super fun mid-season finale, and very well constructed and executed. So yeah, leave that is all I've got. So leave what your thoughts are on the mid-season finale in the comments, and let me know what you thought and what you're looking forward to in the rest of season 6. So yeah, that is it. That is Supergirl season 6 episode 7. So thank you guys as always for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you're looking forward to in the rest of the season. Once again, the full-length reaction for this episode will be over on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. And yeah, that is it. So I will see you guys next time.